need to make our voices heard in the places where the decisions are made.
Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang, she is somebody who brings decorum to every position that she occupies. And rightly so, because she is a woman and she's an accomplished woman.
Ghana has an asset, a woman who is forward-looking, a woman who has a listening ear, a woman who has large heart to accommodate all types of submissions and tries to make meaning out of everything. Simply, she's a woman who sees an opportunity in any difficult situation.
Prof, please, how do you know Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang?
Professor Dora Francisca Edubuando. I'm a professor at the Department of English, University of Cape Coast, former Pro-Vice Chancellor of the university. I have known Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang since 1989, when she first stepped into my English 101, which I think was an introduction to literature course. And she was a little smallish and very young and beautiful, and we felt this must be somebody who is very confident. And truly, when she started teaching us, we realized that she's very confident. She knew what she was teaching. And she taught me throughout the 4 years I spent in my undergraduate program. I got closer to her when she was given to me as my supervisor for my undergraduate project work. I worked with her for some time and she traveled, so somebody took over. But I gained a lot of experience from her. After my first degree, I did my service in the Department of English, and she became my mentor. She taught me many things in the department. In fact, we were the 2 female staff in the department. I was a very junior staff, a national service person, and she was a lecturer, but we were the 2 female staff, academic staff in the department. So we bonded very, very well. She would just pull me along to everything that she had to do. She gave me a lot of work to do, and in so doing, taught me many things and how to become an academic.
I'm George K.T. Odro, a professor of educational leadership in this university. I am an alumnus of this university, the university of choice. I met Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang when I first entered the university in 1990. I remember one day I was walking along one of the streets, Akako Junction, around that side, and I saw this lady, young lady. I thought she was a student. Then later on we had a student forum, only to realize that she was the head of Adeshe, hall warden of Adeshe. And it was like, because she was very humble, very engaging. And that's how I came to know her. Now, we became closer when I became the president of the Student Representative Council. And as a custodian, I belonged to the hall of the university. That's the Gentleman's Hall, Kisleyford Hall. And she being the hall warden of Adeshe. Casford and Adeshe became very close. And then as an SRC president, I had engagement the Adeshe Hall Week. Casford was coming, and then she was very accommodating, but very principled. You know, she created very warm reception for all, but very principled. Then later she became a dean of students, And during those periods too, as an SRC president, I became the president of the National Union of Ghana Students. So I was very close to her. The one thing that I admired about her was her English. When she spoke English, and I was like, wow, I wish I could speak English like she did. So Naana has been, I would say, a family friend. She took me as a son. And so I called her Mama, called her my son.
My name is Teresa Patrin Enin. I'm a senior lecturer here at the University of Cape Coast, Department of English. I got to know Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang when I was first admitted to the University of Cape Coast for my first degree in 1998. And I had the privilege of taking some of her courses in the Department of English. Afterwards, when I finished my first degree and I was doing my national service, she was the head of department and I worked closely with her in the department. She was very instrumental in getting me to enroll on my MPhil program, and coincidentally, she became my supervisor for my MPhil program. I also got to work with her on an exchange program for American students from the US who would come to Ghana for a semester abroad program. And then when I was appointed a lecturer in the department, she was my mentor. And that relationship has been there until now.
I say it with pride that she became the first female vice chancellor of this university, and I ended up being the first female pro-vice chancellor of this university, although at different times, but she kept mentoring me. I know that she actually mentioned me somewhere very important, and I was asked to go and chair the Article 71 committee, which was a huge job in the country, and I am always very grateful to her because I think she believes so much in me, and she believes in me because she taught me well. She taught me how to climb the ropes and not look down on my own self, not look down on my capabilities, and I always see her as my role model.
When she became the Vice Chancellor of the university, I was by then the Director of the Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, and she was very supportive. One thing I saw about her, once she realized that you are very innovative and comes out with any innovative idea, Naana will create the platform for you to start. And this is a woman, I know. And so I worked with her, and later, when she became the Minister of Education too, I like the way she did. So this is a woman who is very visionary, very engaging, very accommodating, has a listening ear, has a large heart as a mother, and thinks about the progress so far as institutional development is concerned. And it wasn't surprising that His Excellency JM in 2020 made her the running mate.
My name is Foley Meshak Yao, level 200 student of the University of Cape Coast. I was diagnosed of nephrotic syndrome, a kidney related disease, and I've been having a follow-up for my medical attention at Kolebu, and I was required to undergo kidney biopsy, which will cost about 3,000 Ghana cedis, and Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang has come into my aid to support me with this a huge amount. I can't hold my tears at this moment. I'm very grateful to say God really truly bless her for her support. I'm very grateful, Prof. God richly bless you.
To you, who is Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang?
My name is Vivian, and I'm a student of University of Cape Coast, UCC. Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang is a woman with great caliber and persona. I love how she is. Come on, being able to acquire a number of PhDs is not easy. And also, I know she was the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, my UCC. Yes, and that is a very great achievement as a woman. It is believed that as a woman, your place is the kitchen, but I believe that is not true. To all the young ladies out there, I believe you also know Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, and you know she's a very great woman. Trust me, she is a good mentor for you.
She's a role model to me too, and she's a very good woman. Yeah.
Today is also a special day. Again, at a personal level, former President John Mahama affirmed his faith that I could partner him. And I knew that, and this being my first public appearance, and happily nowhere but in the Methodist Church, my own Methodist Church.
The running mate for the candidate for NDC, Mr. John Mahama, I am very, very happy. I was happy the previous time when she was made the running mate, and unfortunately, we didn't get people to believe so much in them, but now people have seen the difference. And I am very happy that she has been named again. I am expecting that Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang will bring some difference in governance in Ghana, because I know that she'll be the first female vice president of this country, and I look forward to seeing her bring the many innovations that she brings to every office that she occupies. I look forward to seeing Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang as our vice president come 2025, and I wish her the best.
I see her as someone who will provide the comfort that His Excellency the President needs to strategically plan for the development of this country. I see her as a woman whose networking can actually create the environment that Ghanaians need in supporting His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to rescue Ghana from the sufferings that we have today. I see her as a woman who will provide role modeling for the young ones who are coming up. I see her as a woman who will not be biased, who will not be selective when it comes to gender issues, and will promote women, will promote the marginalized because she thinks about people. This is a woman that
Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, I think, is the best person for this position. When I look at her track record in terms of her being the first female vice chancellor of the University of Cape Coast and one of our long-serving Minister of Education, I think she's poised for this position. And then when I look at some of the qualities she brings onto the table, one thing I would say is that Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang pays attention to detail. After having worked with her all these years, one thing I can say is that she doesn't take anything at face value. She makes sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. And she just doesn't gloss over things. She wants to really understand what exactly it is that you're talking about, how that will impact the average Ghanaian, and all the repercussions involved in them. The other quality that I think will make her or makes her the best person for this position is that she has a questioning spirit. And once again, she doesn't take anything you say at face value. She would question you, she'll find out why and the wherefores of whatever decision you want to make and the impact it will have on the people involved. And I would also say that her interest in the average Ghanaian, or as what we call the ordinary Ghanaian, is very, very important. She's not one of those people who is so out of touch with the ordinary Ghanaian, who doesn't know what is really going on the ground. We have politicians who stay in Accra and they talk about issues, they talk about policies, but they don't really understand what is going on the ground. They don't really know how the average Ghanaian lives, manages their lives, etc. But Prof. Naana Opoku-Agyemang is really down to earth, and she flows with the ordinary Ghanaian. I mean, you see her at the marketplace. She understands the plight of women. She understands the plight of mothers. She understands workers, you know, and what it is that makes people do the things that they do. So I think that connection she has with the ordinary Ghanaian is very, very important. And this puts her in a very unique position to be able to understand how all these policies that are made will translate and affect the life of the average Ghanaian.
Professor Naana Otidemi, what to yen, Maya, so what to yen, baby. Oh, yeah, the papa, yen workshop. Young bad lanky and Kahu. Nan so I'm says, ya, you come. School no walk on Waha, Adumala, one says, ya, you come. Yes, rather, on Pian, don't post room, my young man, so until yen, baby, my ambition trap, Nano so on the cannon, on your casson in the with Jesus needs me. Ya won't probably as a man.
And then you miss up as a telephone. Yet the young today, in so ye be see our school we are our vice president. It's Yanam Pai Winde. You may see our phone 1 million votes 2024 and fair man.
See and Toma, boom. See, but me actually a manner. Remember, why is me a man? The man is almost to me a dear chili. No more so a share so our phone. Now your brain, and your qua. Until you met me, I can't see a man. You may, yes, I turn to me a ton, you would jump. Until I say a man of myself, but to a dear, I would jump, Debbie. I cry a Tony and one, yet see a beer and show me. If I'm why mamma self, who's to call woman. My dad also did a position, yes, I can say, Pa. It says here, work as a young show myself. A boy and mamma inside, and you rapidly.
In the life and achievement of Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang stand as an evidence to the power of leadership and determination.